I'm sorry. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to our call. Thank you for joining us this evening for the third session of our Power of Community series. My name is Joy, and I am the host for tonight. We are a group of like-minded, multifaceted women entrepreneurs from various walks of life and places in life. You'll get a glimpse inside some of our experiences, including a vehicle we have found that has helped significantly influence our process of becoming the women you see before you. That being said, as you observe our stories, know that we are not making any claims to treat or cure a specific disease or condition, nor are we making any income claims. This series is a platform that we hope will empower you to embrace an entrepreneurial mindset of success. Now, to introduce you to our panel for tonight. First, we have Hyvelle Ferguson Davis. She is a heart and stroke survivor, a health advocate with Heart Sisters, Juice Plus representative, certified in plant-based nutrition, as well as a life coach. Hyvelle is currently an American Heart and American Diabetes Association ambassador for the campaign No Diabetes by Heart. Then we have Cynthia. Cynthia is well known for her positive energy and her smile. She is a mom of two, a kindergarten teacher for the past 17 years, and a health coach. She loves the beach and lives a healthy and active lifestyle. Her goal is to help others understand the difference between feeding and fueling their bodies and the importance of being active. Nicole. Nicole is a wife and mom of three. She's a huge health advocate and is passionate about being obedient to God and helping families say yes more. Michelle. Michelle had a successful corporate career for over 10 years in information technology, but now has her own business with a 100+ person sales organization, living and sharing her passion for nutrition and exercise. She is passionate about sharing what she has learned over the past 9 years as an entrepreneur. A certified health coach, leader, mentor, and public speaker for the community, she has a passion for helping to develop more people, especially women, into leaders. So tonight, we will be discussing how we are changing our lives and breaking generational behaviors in our community. Okay, so our first question for tonight for the panel, and whoever wants to jump in first, is, what are some of the health changes that we face? What are some of the health challenges we face in our community as a result of generational behaviors?
I see Bella. Are you going to go first, Bella? You want me to share?
You can go ahead. I'll jump in after you.
Okay, so I know just like things that I've seen and also that I know I've been guilty of is just some of the ways that we prepare food, even though I grew up hearing my mom say you need to eat your vegetables, all of that. A lot of times the food was being overcooked, where a lot of the nutrients that are so good and vital for us was pretty much cooked out in how they prepared the food. So I know that was just one of those things that even though people were eating vegetables and fruits, sometimes the way that we're preparing them can be just, can be ruining the aspect of eating them. So that's one. So that is something I know has been prevalent, and I've seen that with other people just saying, oh, I eat this, but then when you ask how it's prepared, a lot of times it's been, annihilated with the nutrients. something else is not knowing how much we should really be eating. Like, it's kind of like one of those things up in the air. How much are we really supposed to eat? Like, I didn't really know how much. My mom just said, eat your fruits and vegetables, but what does that mean? I don't know. So those are some of the things that just that knowledge that you don't have. When you don't know what to do, you kind of don't know, how to do it. So those are some of the things that I've seen.
I'll jump in. I'll go next. I'm a school teacher, so I'm very passionate about young children. And then for me, the challenges that I'm seeing is these kids coming into the school system, eating all this garbage in the cafeteria, all the processed food, all the sugar, the milk is loaded of sugar. And these poor parents, they really think they're doing something good because they don't know any better. So they send the kids to school thinking, you know what, they're gonna get breakfast, they're gonna get lunch, while the kids are getting all this garbage inside of their system. The food, even when they have fruits and vegetables, it's not the best quality. So I think that's a big challenge, because if we're shaping young minds, we know very well that there's a direct correlation between nutrition and performance in school. So when these kids are not eating properly, we know that they're not performing properly in school also. So to me, that's a huge challenge.
Yeah, the challenge I say would be personal for me. You know, that, big black woman syndrome, that you're black and big and beautiful. And then you think you're healthy, and you tend to think that, hey, everything is going fine because you're big boned. But that stereotype has to be forgotten. I mean, we need to go to the doctor and really search. When a doctor tells you to lose 10 or 15 pounds, it goes over our heads, and, there's a reason why. So, being big, black, and beautiful is a nice thing, but incorporating some healthy stuff to look at really, it's not about the weight, it's about lifestyle, it's about disease. So to really, just let that marinate, to understand that, hey, we have to be serious about our health, and it really does matter.
Yes. And sorry, I'm just going to feed off of that, Bella, because I know another thing is we can become really reliant on prescriptions and feeling like this prescription is the do-all, when really it's not getting to the root of the problem. And I noticed that with a lot of our generation, or the older generation, like my parents, that reliance on the prescriptions and feeling like that is what's going to save the day. That is a behavior that definitely needs to be broken, because there's better ways.
Most definitely, histolic approach I talk about. Now, medication, God has given doctors reason for medication, but I don't think a medication should be taken for an eternity. It's medical intervention. And then we look at behavior modifications about eating simple fruits and vegetables to modify, to regrow your cells and to replenish. What a concept.
Okay, I'm going to jump in. Oh, okay, go ahead, Nicole.
Can you
hear me? Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to say that very quickly. I'm just going to add one to those generations activity that I grew up with, and still within my environment, where we celebrate everything with food. We take away the emotion, the intention of it, and it's all about the food. Birthdays, graduation, accomplishments, anything. It just goes with food, and not the best quality food. Totally.
Very true.
I'd like to add one more thing about exercise. And we just talked about how pretty my hair is, right? And in the Black community, it's like, oh, it's my hair or exercise. And we all have to deal with that. And I see a few people in the community that cut their hair, but I wear my hair cute. I know how to wash it, rinse it, and just go on. But I know how important it is to exercise, and sweat does matter. And it's imperative that we know our hair is just our hair, and we can exercise and be okay with it.
Yes, very true. That's actually one of the reasons I decided to go natural. Once I decided to change my lifestyle and become active, and I was exercising all the time, and that perm and that sweat, they do not mix well. And so, and so I decided to go natural. And so now I don't have any excuses for not going out there and exercising and doing what I need to do to stay healthy. I did want to comment as well. I think in a lot of homes, especially where there might be a single mom and multiple children, just trying to do the best she can, working 3 or 4 jobs. You don't really have time to make these fresh meals where you cut up vegetables and all that kind of stuff. And so, we kind of grew up eating a lot of packaged food. And so it wasn't until I got introduced to this community and learning about the power of whole food nutrition that I realized or understood how damaging those packaged foods are, all that prepackaged stuff, and no matter if it says low calorie or, less sodium or all that kind of stuff, it's better if you make it yourself fresh, instead of buying all that prepackaged stuff from the grocery store. Yes. So thank you, ladies. Anything else before I move on to the next question? Okay. So our next question is, what have been some ways you have been able to break these behaviors in your community?
I'll answer that one. I'll start. I'm a strong believer of the Core Four. The Core Four belief that we preach a lot, which is eat a plant-based diet, drink half of your body weight in ounces, move more, which is exercise, and sleep. So I try to use these Core Four belief to implement in my classroom and my teaching. So I'm really talking in a teacher's perspective. So I encourage my kids to eat healthy. So when they go to that lunch line, I tell them, if you see a fruit or a vegetable, try it. If it's something that you've never had, just have a bite. When they come into the classroom and I have snack time with my kids, I emphasize the fact that if somebody has a fruit, an apple or anything, I'm jumping, I'm screaming, I'm excited. So the kids, they want to bring in more fruits and vegetables. And then I tell them, if you're bringing donuts, sugary stuff, you're not eating that in my classroom. And I explain to them why. So during snack time, I use that time as a teachable moment. Aside from implementing that, I also exercise in my classroom. I teach kindergarten. The kids are very antsy. There's just so much they can do. Once I see them very antsy, I tell them, let's go, let's get up. We exercise, we do yoga, we do jumping jacks, and I have them sit down. We do affirmations, I am a reader, I am special and everything. So I incorporate all that into the classroom to help my kids with those 4 core beliefs. The sleeping, not so much, but if a child comes tired, I'll tell them, what time did you sleep last night? Tell mommy, my teacher said I have to sleep at 8 o'clock. So they will go home and tell that to their parents. It's funny, even during the quarantine, when I'm doing video calls with my students, they would come with an apple. Look, Mr. Son, all excited just to show me they're still eating healthy. And I have kids telling me, my daddy loves to drink soda. And I tell him, my teacher said, I cannot drink so much soda. And then another one will come with a water. Look, Mr. Son, I'm still drinking my water. So I try to incorporate that so much in my classroom. So the youth that is growing right now, they understand the importance of those Core Four. That's it.
Well, I'm taking on a really perspective, our hashtag, when you know better, you do better. It's so imperative that we do. And I use social media and everybody I come in contact. And, I pretty up my plate. It's all about making sure that, you eat more with your eyes and actually your mouth and its taste buds. So I incorporate a lot of just the prettiness and knowing that food is flavorful. So there are foods that you can try because a couple years ago, some of the stuff I eat, I never even thought that would have passed my plate or in my kitchen. But as you start eating the fruits and vegetable, you change. And it's amazing how you crave the food that you even never tried as a kid or never was introduced to or just looked at it and says, not good for me. But, as my taste buds change, how dare I keep this to myself? I have to let people know. So I introduce food. I talk about the nutrition labels. I talk about the facts, which is important. Is somebody is always listening because, we all hungry for knowledge and we all want to get healthier. And that's a presence of letting people know that, you can fight and it's smart.
So I'll share, and I'm here like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a teacher like Cynthia. When I was in that, what a great foundation you're giving those kids. That's amazing. And then Bella, oh my goodness. Guys, you have to follow Bella. Her page is Heart Sisters. The food looks so tantalizing. Every time I see her post, I'm just like, oh my gosh, could she save me a plate? Everything she makes looks amazing. But I know for me, it really hit me hard when I first learned this information. And I just thought to myself, wow, I considered myself to be someone that was fairly health conscious. And I just didn't know what I didn't know about food and nutrition. And so I felt that it was I felt driven to share it with as many people as possible. So I do community talks. I do talks in churches and organizations. We do events. A lot of times people will see me in the city sharing this information because I feel like it's vital for us to know. And like what Cynthia's doing, where it's making a difference in children's lives. Like you can start to change children's lives at a really young age by sharing this with their parents and then being able to implement this information. I know that I've been able to implement ways for schools to grow with an aeroponic system called our Tower Garden. And we have several schools throughout South Florida that have been able to implement this. And I mean, it's the future of growing pretty much. And our world is changing so fast. And so this just really puts them at a forefront of being at another stage of learning. Like it's traditional ways are always good and foundational, but just seeing where the future of getting your food sources from is also important. I'm like, I made a little list because I'm like, I know for sure we just need more people to share this information alongside us because it's so important. And the more people that we can share it with and be able to make that difference, it's made an amazing impact. And we see that all the time just within our community and the people that we've been able to share with. I see Nicole ready. I'm like, okay, it's all yours, Nicole.
And I love that. I love everything you all have said. Thank you. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. I love that you said that because, like you said, we all have a whole group of people, community that we influence to. And it's just a matter of learning, like Bella said, you know better, you do better, and then sharing with others. So I try my best. I'm not a perfect eater, and I know how good it feels when I'm eating the right food for my body. And the community that we are part in has made such a huge influence and difference in the way I eat because I have been able to try.
We lost Nicole. All right, so I'll jump in.
That's technology for you.
Yeah, so definitely, I kind of want to thank you all for sharing. I can relate to everyone with, as far as Bella, reaching out to the community with different things, and you, Michelle, as well. I've hosted walks for moms and for us to get out and just, take that 45 minutes to an hour for yourself and exercise. And also like a kid series that I hosted as well, because, being in this community, I also came across the statistic that, the kids of this generation are not going to outlive us. And that is so scary. And so we need to start changing some of those habits now so our children can live long, happy lives, and we don't end up outliving them just because of, not eating right and not having the right lifestyle. So I just jumped in, Nicole, since we lost you. So you can continue.
Thank you. Thank you. Internet, I don't know what's going on with the internet here. But yeah, so I try my best every time I go somewhere. I love bringing my own food so I can allow others to try. Because sometimes we do want to, but it's just a matter of where do I start or what's a healthier option. And I love chips, so I'm always carrying a healthier options for chips. And I tell people, and like Bella said, I turn it around and show them the ingredients label and what makes sense to me and why this is an healthier option. And I allow them to try it, because then they say like, oh, I can eat this, and then they'll go and buy it. But I wouldn't spend $3, and it's a lot of money, right? $3. But I'm not gonna buy something if I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So yeah, definitely that's something that I love doing and sharing with others.
Yes, I want to
Because I'm paying
piggyback on that.
forward what the community has. Yes, I'm
I want to
complete.
I want to piggyback on what Nicole just said. As far as, you go to churches and there's always a potluck going on, a party, right? And it's all unhealthy. So I'm like, I'll bring the good food. I'll bring the healthy food. I'll pretty it up. And, they try to say, I can look at this differently. But you know what? I bring it for mostly me because I don't want to eat the junk. But it's an avenue to open up and say, hey, you can try something that's vegan, something that's fresh. And, it's enjoyable. I don't tell them about it, what's in it. But I pretty it up and they ask me, what's in it? I said, oh, it's vegan. They're like shocked. I'm like, yes. So you can sneak it into little avenues. And, hey, you change your family one person at a time.
Yes. And I almost forgot, like, now that we're in quarantine, we used to have these health events where we would all like bring like a healthy dish that was delicious, and just having people that were new to it, they'd be amazed by how good certain vegan foods taste or vegetarian meals, and it loses all that extra gunk that could be in it. But I mean, we're not perfect. I'm not a perfect eater, but when I get to eat like that, more than 80% of the time is working out in my benefit. And so it's amazing to see that when people ask us, what are the recipes for these meals? Because they never would have tried it. I know I never would have tried a lot of the foods I eat today if it wasn't for our community and being able to do that. So that's really awesome. And Nicole, you forgot to mention how you're also in the schools educating the kids about nutrition and all of that. I've been to some of her presentations. Amazing.
At Cynthia's age, or I think a year younger. But since you mentioned it, I didn't want to, say it again. But it's definitely, they're so receptive, and it makes sense to them. We were able to harvest tomatoes and peppers, and you just have to see their faces, and they will smell it, and they wanted it to bite it, so they had to wait for me to chop it for them, and they will actually try it, and they were like, I want more. And I asked, did you eat this before at home? They're like, no, never. I'm like, oh yeah, your body wants this. Yes. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
They want this. It depends on from us adults. I'm complete.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, it's one of the things I love about this community, how each of us in our own way are touching other lives, not just in our families, but outside of our families too, whether through social media or, in the school system or, at events in your churches. So yes. Okay, our next question is, what are some of the positive behaviors we have been able to implement with our family and community? Some of the positive behaviors that we had growing up that we were able to continue on with our families and communities.
I'll
I can
jump.
start off.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Bella.
Leonin. Okay, I want to start off. With this community, I've been a part of this community for about 4.5 years. And to see the progress as far as the avenues of just learning the information and being more receptive to the information as far as healthy living has opened up a tremendous doors are opening like literally every day. And, I'm now an American Heart Ambassador and the ADA Ambassador for the campaign No Diabetes by Heart, where I tell my story of preventiveness and how we need to link diabetes to illnesses and know that it can be a tremendous burden on the family and the caretaker. So what we want to do as a society, especially to my people, my community, we have to take it serious and understand. And I just amazed at the platform, amazed of the information, amazed of the knowledge that I've retained by just showing up. Me and Cynthia talk about this when we were walking this morning. Being open, receptive, And I was at a place where I needed to know. And how dare I keep the information to myself when there's people out there that are going through the same struggle? So I say this is my mandate, and this community I'm drawn closer to. And I talk about that source that we have to be connected to. And I'm appreciative because every day there's an opportunity. And I have the knowledge now because I attend the seminars, I attend the lunch and learns. I see this, and I see doctors and nurses or anybody that's dealing with an illness in the community are willing to share. And how dare we keep quiet about this? So we're mandated. It's not about being dread or tired or depressed. It's about living. It's about thriving. It's about being the best person you can be. And to have your children see that, mirror the behaviors, and you model it for them, and breaking those generational curses starts by one step, understanding. And I just thank Juice Plus for the opportunity of me growing every day, of me showing up and pouring into people's life. I'm honored and a privilege to be part of this community, and just God has given me the glory. So I'm just saying, go God.
Yes, well, we are honored and blessed that you're in this community, Bella. We've learned so much from you, and you're such an inspiration. You're so motivating, and God definitely has His hands on you. You were here for a reason, so we're thankful for you too. I'm sorry, Michelle, were you about to say something? Oh, Cynthia, was it you?
Yes, we could finish up. Personally, for me, I really try to lead by example. Because being in the classroom, I watch other teachers. I try to be that resources for them. Because when we are in the classroom, we focus so much on the kids, and then we go. We have that 10-minute break. We don't take care of ourselves. So I try to be that resources for teachers. So what I've implemented a health club at my school, where every month I would gather with the teachers, and I've done a yoga class, I've done a salad jar party, I've done a health presentation, I've done a water challenge where I encourage them to drink half of their body weight in ounces, and I've also encouraged them to drink lemon water in the morning to alkalize their body. So I try to be that resource to help other people that are in the same boat as me to realize, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it too. It's not impossible. One step at a time, one simple change leads to big changes.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that, Cynthia. And I love that Cynthia's actually wearing the shirt, one simple change, like perfect promotion for that. But it is all about those simple changes. And I love that as a community, we can be out there in the larger community sharing all these simple changes. I know things that I probably never imagined I would have been doing like 9 years ago, meal prep events, and just healthier ways to make life easier, like easy ways to make life healthier, right? That's my thing. I'm always about life hacks and like healthy hacks, because it can be hard. Life is busy right now. We've been forced to slow down, but life can be so busy and overwhelming. I mean, so just having a community that kind of keeps you accountable. I love, the question was, what are some of the positive behaviors that we've been able to implement in the community now? And I know our meal prep events affect people. People are always asking us, when are you going to have another salad in a jar event? We used to have a meal prep event with a chef. Life is busy right now. Oh, sorry about that. My phone just freaked me out. But we have so many things that are going on in the community where we want to share ways to help other people. And so like ways to grow your own food. We have an easy way to grow your own food with something we call the Tower Garden. We have like easy ways to get in concentrated nutrition through the Juice Plus products. But then we also have all these other resources that help people to make life a lot easier as they're on the go and as they're busy. We offer free fruits and vegetables to the kids, which is just amazing. We help to have children be able to access free fruits and vegetables in their diet every day. And that in itself, like you see, Cynthia is making changes in these kids' lives. Joy has always been a huge advocate for children and changing their health. And these are just easy ways that we can help parents do that and to see their children's health improve over time. So, I mean, between the education, between the resources that we have the support. You see us on here, there's a lot more of us, and we support each other and lock arms. Like, I love that Bella and Cynthia are now going to walk every morning. I can't get up that early, guys. Sorry. But Sonia's usually walking with them. Joy is like amazing with how consistent she is in all her fitness activities, but it helps everyone else be inspired. And so it's just so many things that we do as a community, which is just amazing. When you look at it, people pay people to help them stay motivated. And we do this because we want our communities to be healthier and happier.
Yes, very true. Very true. I'm not really sure I could add much more to that, Michelle. I think you kind of summed up everything. But yes, I want to thank Cynthia, Bella, Michelle, Nicole. I think she's having some technical difficulties, but thank you to Nicole as well for sharing your candid insight with us tonight. Thanks to all of you who've taken the time out of your busy schedules to join us. We hope that you saw value in what's been shared, and perhaps something may have resonated with you, or just overall curious about some of the things you heard. And if so, get back to the person that invited you so they can give you any details. This is our third series and we've really enjoyed it. And so we kind of wanted to put it out there to some of you who have been listening or watching, for you to share with us some topics that you might want to hear discussed in future sessions. So I think we're also going to put a post out there just asking for some of your suggestions or ideas. But again, we thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great night, and we hope to interact with some of you really soon when all of this craziness is over. So take care and be safe. Thank you.
Bye, guys.